Alright, because you asked for it and I got nothing else going on right now, here's a step-by-step solution for number 47. We have to find the arc length, the exact arc length of the curve for radius equals O squared, that should be theta squared, between 0 and 2 pi. Now the first thing we're going to do is find the square, or rather square our radius. Easy, that's O to the 4th, theta to the 4th, and now we're going to find the derivative of our radius, which is 2 theta. So now we're going to get the integral that we're going to need, which is from 0 to 2 pi theta to the 4th power plus our derivative squared, which is 4 theta squared. Now, first step, we're going to try and simplify this as much as possible before we begin working on it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to factor out a theta squared, and that'll give us theta squared times theta squared plus 4 in parentheses. Forgive me if the camera kind of goes all over the place. I'm writing with one hand and filming with the other hand, so if this looks like crap, then I apologize. I'm not working with a professional crew right now. Okay, so now we're gonna take the square root of theta squared, bring that outside. It's just going to be theta times the square root of theta squared to the 4th. Now we've done everything we can with that, so now it's time for your friend and mine, U substitution. Now our U is going to be obviously theta squared plus 4, so our du will be 2 theta d theta. Oh, before I forget, there we go. D theta is for everybody. Okay, so we have our du. Yeah, and we have our u. Now, our du is 2 theta d theta. We have our d theta, and we have a theta. We do not have a 2. So to compensate for that, we're just going to throw in a 1/2. And now we're just going to simplify that. So u to the 1/2, the integral of that, of course, will be u to the 3/2 times 2/3. And we could simplify that even further. And we're going to get 1/3 u times 3 to the halves. That sounded wrong. U to the 3/2. And that is your integral. So now we're going to plug our U back in. We don't even need the fraction line. So there we go. And of course, this is between 2 pi and 0. Okay, so 1/3 remain constant. And we're going to start out with two pi squared, 2 pi quantity squared, which I don't think I'll confuse you if I just rewrite that immediately as 4 pi squared plus 4 to the 3/2 plus this at the end is just going to be 0 plus 4 to the 3/2. Now, when you take a look at this, as I bring it out a little bit, you can see that you can factor out a 4. This becomes pi squared plus 1. And that just becomes 0 plus 4, which is obviously 4. We're factoring a 4 out of that. So that becomes 1. That's 1 to the 3/2. That's obviously going to just become a 1. Alright, we're almost at the end. Now 4 to the 3/2. It's actually not that hard. You can do 4 to the 3rds, which is 64, and the square root of that is 8. Or you can do 4 to the 1/2, which is 2, and 2 to the 3rds is still 8. So you're going to have an 8, and you're going to have pi squared plus 1, and that's just going to be 3/2, because really, they want the exact answer, and I'm starting to ramble here. Pi squared plus 1 to the 3/2 power, that's not going to be exact. That's going to be all kinds of ugly. And now you just add a 1. 1 to the 3/2 obviously is 1. And finally, 8 and the 1/3, you can multiply those together, and you'll have 8/3 times pi squared plus 1 to the 3/2 plus 1. And there's your answer. I hope I did a good enough job of explaining this. This was a little complicated. It was the first time I'd ever filmed myself doing something like this. I don't have a professional crew working with me, so I'm sorry if it was still tough to follow, but just recap. You start out with your R, then you square your R, then you find the derivative of your R, then you have the integral, which is from alpha to beta, square root of the radius squared plus the derivative squared. Then we simplified it, did some u substitution and some simplification. Then finally we finish it off by integrating that. We factored out a 4. Some of my brackets might be in the wrong spot. I'm kind of doing this on the fly, but the 4 right here, 4 and a 4. So we just factor all that out. Pi squared plus 1 to the 3/2 plus 1 to the 3/2, and all of that is multiplied by 4, which should actually be outside of the brackets. And then you just take the 4 and pi squared plus 1 to the 3/2 power. That's how you get your 8. 1 to the 3/2 obviously is 1. And you just multiply it all together, and there's your answer. And I hope that was helpful enough for you. And good luck studying over the weekend. And I'll see you on Monday.